speaker, and you're a good speaker, and everyone's a good speaker. Okay, guys, so today we're going to talk about what makes a good speaker. I'm super excited of everything I learned in the video, Carrie's videos. So number one, I'm going to narrow it down to three things. First, pitch, pace, attitude. Pitch is the actual words that are coming out of your mouth. Not necessarily the words, but basically the story. Are you organized? Is it all over the place? Can people follow along? Are people excited to hear whatever the words that you have? What is your story about? That I consider the pitch. Your pace is not only the velocity when you're saying the words, but what are you doing while you're saying those words? Kind of like what she was saying. If you're going all over the place, sometimes that could be a little bit confusing. Or if you're using a lot of big grand gestures, it is so confusing to hear me do this, right? So when you're talking about pace, you're talking about, hey, like, are you going to be using the strategic pauses? You know, are you going to get people excited? Are you going to use what I call the tonality cycle? Tonality cycle is the ideology that in different parts of the speech, you're supposed to have different tonalities, right? So in your intro short story, you're super excited. Everyone knows that you have 3 to 5 seconds to make a really good first impression. So you use those 3 to 5 seconds on a hook to get people really excited about what you're talking about or present your idea, right? So that intro should be a little bit more upbeat, or like kind of like catchy, get people excited, right? The presentation, problem solution, I always say, hey, for the problem, talk a little bit slower, right? Paint that picture. Tell people, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. Oh my goodness, this was the what I was thinking and feeling at that time. And I think those are really good tips that we learned from Carrie's videos, which makes sense for the problem, right? For the solution, once again, this is where the hero goes out there and really illustrates the story, right? So it's going to be like, oh, this is when you made it to America. This is when you decided to become a city council, right? So when you're saying that part, you have to raise that impulse up a little bit more and get that audience excited about the journey you're about to explain to them, right? So, and then what I call the rehash is when you put it all together in a little silver ball, right? A lot of times what I do in my close, I talk about the 3 points. I usually oftentimes do my speeches in 3 points. And so like the 3 points that I just covered and why that was important, and like a little anecdote to kind of end it with, right? I call it closing the little bow, right? And me personally, one of the things that I'm working on, I think I do a really good job connecting with people, because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I make people care about me, about my story. And one of the things that I'm working on is the speed of my speech. I talk really fast, and I need to understand that when I'm giving people direction, the pace that I have to work on is going a little bit slower. Specifically, if I want them to write down notes for me, I need to talk a little bit slower, and I think that's super normal, and that's something that all of us can work together. And yeah, hopefully you guys understand what making a good speaker was. I hope everyone has a nice day. Bye!